I just had the unbelievable pleasure of being at a luncheon with Daymond John of Shark Tank, and this followed an hour-long presentation that he made where Jeff Glover of Glover U asked him a bunch of questions back and forth, and we were able to find out, and he told a story about how he was having trouble losing quite a bit of weight, and one of the things that he credits the ability to lose that weight for is him stopping drinking and really taking on the aspect of sobriety. And so during this luncheon, we were able to ask him a few questions. I was able to get my question answered by him. Here's my question. And I was sitting off to the side, so I'm just going to throw up a picture of Daymond, but here's his response.
Again, it was breaking down the sobriety was, I didn't have a problem, but I had a problem to me. Because my problem was, as much as I was saying I'm going to give it up, I didn't. And that was the problem. I'm not a control freak, but I realized I'm making too many excuses. And so what happened immediately? Immediately, if you have 3 or 4 double Tito's or sodas a night, that's about 500 empty calories in every hour. You're stopping your metabolism. Obviously I was heavier. I dropped 12 pounds immediately, 3 months, just by stopping running. The sugar craving was out of my body. I got up earlier in the morning to work out. I didn't have to regret what I said or didn't say at a meeting that night before. We all know we've been there. And now I can actually argue with my wife and say, no, I wasn't drunk when I said that. I'm still wrong, but I wasn't drunk when I said that, honey. Actually, I was on a text with Chris Voss last night. You know Chris Voss? I said to him, I said, Chris, help me out. I have 3 women, I have 3 little girls, I don't have a wife. Help me negotiate. He said, David, you know the difference between a terrorist and a wife? I said, what? He said, terrorists negotiate.
One of the things that really struck me, and I've described this as him sticking his hand into my chest and grabbing my aorta. I was literally almost brought to tears when he told this story. But he said that if your why is not right, then your goals are going to be wrong. And when he said this, he was discussing about how he was having trouble losing 20 pounds and getting back to his goal weight of being able to fit into his first year outfit of Shark Tank. And that was his why, and really he just could never get there. It actually took him 3 years to accomplish this goal, because every time he'd get close, he'd slack off, or every time he'd go out to meetings, he'd have a couple drinks, and then he'd come home and there's Twix bar wrappers in the garbage can for the next day. And he just couldn't get over that hump because his why was not correct. And what really, really struck me was when he developed the power of the why. He said that the why that he developed was about his daughter. And every time he said, I want to be able to live longer for my daughter. He said every time that he went to pick up a drink after that, he saw himself dead, looking up at his daughter and wondering why he would ever want to do that. And so be able to create this vision of this why is so powerful for him that he was able to put down the drink and he lost 20 pounds in 6 months. And so it's just amazing to continue to hear these stories of people developing these powerful purposes and powerful whys, and really understand that that is the reason that we are not succeeding. Our visions are not clear enough. We don't have enough power in our why. We don't have a purpose that we get up and we live in passion. So the moral of the story is get clear on your connection. And if you need some extra help with that, I am more than happy to help walk you through our process and see if we can't get you closer to that ultimate vision by being super, super clear on your why.